Hello, I'm Vincent Creel, Public Affairs Manager for the City of Biloxi, here to deliver today's report. For Friday, June 25th, 2021, we'll have your weekend preview, the weekend weather forecast, info on the upcoming inauguration, a couple of special events involving the police and fire departments, and we'll also take you to Bayou Augusta in East Biloxi for a moment of zen. But we begin today with wheel news. Scraping the Coast is here this weekend.
Joining me now is Captain Dykes with the Biloxi Police Department. We have a big event going on this weekend, annual event, Scraping the Coast. Tell us what residents and visitors need to know.
Well, the thing they need to know is it's an event of, it's like a car show of cars that have been lifted up or lowered, or basically those too fast, too furious looking cars. That's what it's all about. And we want everyone to come down here and have a good time. But when everybody comes to Biloxi, if you've been here before during one of these events, you understand that the traffic can become a little patience trying.
Good way to say that, true.
What you need to do is just be patient with the traffic. We have a plan in place that we have found that helps with alleviating some of these traffic problems, but it's not going to make it all go away. So you just got to be patient. We promise you'll get where you're going.
That's right, and you say we have a traffic plan in place. So on Thursday, cones will be going out, and then tell us about that traffic plan with the cones. Everybody knows they see them, but let people know that just because they're out doesn't mean that traffic is going to be diverted to one lane just because they're out.
It's that ocean of cones that everybody sees every event that we have, and what it is it separates the two lanes. It keeps everybody in their lane, and it also sets up for if traffic gets really bad and starts slowing down really slow. The first thing that we normally do is we'll shut down the unlighted turnarounds on Highway 90. So making a left turn on Highway 90, we'll shut those down. We'll leave the intersections open. Well, when traffic starts to slow a little bit more and it gets a little harder to get where you're going, we'll take over those intersections and change those lights into the flashing mode, and officers will take over. And then if traffic continues to slow because of the number of people that are out on the roadway, then what will happen is that interior lane, that left lane on Highway 90, becomes a lane for emergency vehicles only. And emergency vehicles doesn't mean just the police riding up and down. It means that if you call an ambulance because someone has had a heart attack or is sick, that an ambulance can get to where it needs to go. Or a fire truck, if you're having that type of problem, a fire truck uses that lane to get where it needs to go. It's just the lane that we set up for emergency response so we can continue to provide the services that the community expects from us.
And then when you say that about the lane, now that is only if traffic backs up. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen right away. Y'all going to be monitoring the traffic and to help for everything to flow as well as it can.
Right, and it doesn't stay that way any longer than it has to, because we understand it puts a burden on everyone to have just one lane open. So the minute traffic begins to move a little faster, then we open that lane back up and people can travel back in it. It's not something where once it happens, it stays happened. It ebbs and flows. Traffic gets heavy, it happens. Traffic lightens up, it unhappens.
Yeah, and for this event that's kind of going kind of citywide, most traffic will be on Highway 90. Let the public know where traffic will be and kind of what are the peak times during this event of heavy traffic.
Generally, the traffic will start picking up Friday evening around dinner time, and it'll remain heavy throughout the evening, and then Saturday morning it'll start early, 10 o'clock it'll start, and you'll see a big uptick in the traffic. And then by Saturday at 2 o'clock, it'll be probably peak. And then it'll ebb a little bit, and then it'll come back. But generally it happens in the west end of Biloxi, and it'll happen anywhere between Rodenberg Avenue, which is where the White Pillars restaurant is, and DeBees Avenue, which is the city limits to the west. So anywhere between there on Highway 90, you can really expect traffic to be stop and go, stop and go. But we're going to keep an eye on it, and we're going to do our best to make it as painless as possible.
Yeah, it's a big event. It's an annual event. We have a lot of visitors that come. We have a lot of residents and locals that enjoy the event. So we just want everybody to come out and have fun. And the police department will be out just to make sure that traffic flows and everybody can have a good time.
Right, and the big thing to remember is patience, patience, patience.
Yes. And you say that, don't forget to sign up for Be Alert, because the city will be sending out text messages to let you know when the traffic is backed up in a certain location, or if the police is going to block one lane or put the cones fully into effect where they're using the emergency lane. And that's Biloxi to 99411. Text Biloxi to 99411.
There was a special ceremony this week over at the Lopez Cuave Public Safety Center, where the Biloxi Police Department dedicated an honor chair in the lobby of the building. The chair, in honor of slain Biloxi Police Officer Robert McKeithen, was provided by Saving a Hero's Place, a nonprofit dedicated to providing a memorial to police departments who have suffered a loss in the line of duty. The Beau Rivage Resort and Casino helped make it happen with Saving a Hero's Place. Meanwhile, on Back Bay, if you noticed a host of fire trucks in front of the IP Casino Resort, it's because there was a host of fire trucks in front of the IP Casino Resort, and there were hundreds of firefighters inside. 3 conventions are wrapping up this weekend. The Southeastern Association of Fire Chiefs, with 10 states represented, the Mississippi Association of Fire Chiefs, and the Mississippi Firefighters Association. And for the first time in the 93-year history of the Southeastern Fire Chiefs Group, a Mississippi fire chief was named head of the organization. Making history was our own Biloxi Fire Chief, Joe Boney. The inauguration of the mayor and city council of Biloxi will take place next week, and you'll see some familiar faces. That's because Mayor Fofo Gillich and all 7 city council members were re-elected to new 4-year terms. The inauguration to launch those new 4-year terms is an open to the public ceremony that will be held Tuesday afternoon at 2 at the Biloxi Civic Center. You're invited.
As of Thursday, June the 24th, the Mississippi State Department of Health reports 302 new cases of the coronavirus statewide and 1 new death statewide. In Harrison County, 21 new COVID-19 cases were reported with no new deaths. Overall, more than 320,000 cases of COVID-19 have been reported statewide with nearly 7,400 deaths. In Harrison County, more than 18,000 cases have been reported with 317 deaths. Free vaccinations are continuing to be administered by the state at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. No appointment is required at that site. For more information about vaccinations, links to appointments, and safety protocols for fully vaccinated individuals, visit the city's website at biloxi.ms.us. You may also call the Mississippi COVID-19 hotline at 877-978-6453 to schedule a COVID-19 vaccination. Rain is expected throughout the weekend with possible thunderstorms. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s to mid-80s. As for the happenings this weekend, Scraping the Coast will be taking place in Biloxi, as we mentioned earlier. Please be mindful of the possible heavy traffic on US 90, and if you get a chance, stop by the Coast Coliseum to enjoy some of the scraping festivities. In East Biloxi, the annual Juneteenth celebration will take place at John Henry Beck Park on Saturday from 1 to 7 p.m. Visit the Crew of Legends on Facebook for more information. Over at the Point Cadet Plaza, the Pride Day celebration will take place from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, call 228-265-9175. For more happenings, check out the Biloxi Community Calendar on the city's website at biloxi.ms.us and in the June edition of B News Monthly. We leave you today with your moment of zen. It's the sights and sounds from Bayou Augusta, the important Tideland Marsh in East Biloxi. We'll see you again on Friday.
Shh.